problem he's got straight away is the signing of Lisandro Martinez at the back. Now, you should never judge managers, players too early, but I'm convinced this can't work. Maybe he could go left back, maybe he could play in a back three, but in a back four, he cannot play there in the Premier League.
Very, it's lazy punditry. It's like what they say about managers, certain managers, oh, he's not managed here, so he can't do it. And then they say, oh, he's too small in the Premier League, it's going to be too much for him.
But it's
2-1, mate. Unlucky Jamie, lad. 2-1, lad. Jamie Carragher spot on the door. Nice.
Well, how are we all doing, everybody? I'm not sure if you've seen part one of this video, where I've definitely exposed Jamie Carragher for such an abysmal bit of punditry, a lazy bit of punditry, as Ian Wright correctly called it there. And I'm here with the follow-up, part two. Not sure why. Oh, it might be because Lisandro Martinez is there holding the World Cup in his hands, having played in 5 out of 7 games for Argentina at the World Cup, and influencing it in his own way. And you know what? You know why I've got so much energy to do videos like this? For the first time in a long time, I've got the energy to defend Manchester United players because I think they genuinely give a shit about the club. And it's been a long time since I've been able to say that. And Lisandro Martinez is, I mean, he is the face of something new in this United team. And for Argentina, right, at the World Cup, in that first game against Saudi Arabia, it looked like they weren't going to be up to it, like it was going to be a repeat of 2014. What happened between the first game and the second game? I'm sure lots of things. One thing that happened in terms of the starting 11 was Lisandro Martinez coming in to face Mexico, a really tough game. Coming in, by the way, playing in a back four, Jamie, just to let you know, playing in a back four. And Argentina won 2-0, and he was influential there. He was massively influential. Now, he didn't start in the next game against Poland, and he didn't start against Australia. But against Australia, after they scored that goal there towards the end there, it was dangerous for them. And that match-saving tackle from Martinez was huge for Argentina. And you saw how much it meant to Martinez after in the celebrations. And then Martinez started in the most important game up until that point in the tournament for Argentina, that crazy game. It's either that or the final that's the best. Of course, it's the final that's the best game, but that was just as good. And Martinez at the World Cup. Look, he may not have started every single game for Argentina, but he's walked away from it a World Cup winner, and he's influenced it in the way that he was able to. Bear in mind that going into the World Cup, it was Otamendi and Moreno? Can't remember the name of the other one. The two centre backs who start Romero, not Moreno. Romero and Otamendi were the two starting centre-backs, and he forced his way into it by what he was doing, what he does for United and what he did for Argentina. And as I said, I just feel so much energy towards being able to defend Lisandro Martinez against such ridiculously abysmal punditry that Jamie Carragher did. It was obvious that he hadn't watched him. What is he? Is he 5 foot? Yeah, go on. He's 5'9". Then he can't do it in the Premier League. Yeah, good. I'll make a grand statement after 2 performances against Brighton and Brentford. And that's it. The facts are there. It's all done and dusted. No. Instead, Lisandro Martinez is there looking fly and enjoying himself in celebrating winning the World Cup with Argentina and bringing that sort of energy back to Manchester United. And as I said, this energy I've got for defending these players, I think is coming from the energy that Erik ten Hag is bringing into this United team. It's a new energy that we haven't had in a while. And in the same way that I think Erik ten Hag in this situation here is really protecting Jadon Sancho. I think he's sort of taking him away from the spotlight, saying, look, he's not physically and mentally ready to play for the club, and just leave him to one side. Not really speaking about the ins and outs of it or why he really can't play and what the truth is maybe behind the scenes. Instead, keeps that between player and manager and allowing Jadon Sancho to sort of disappear into the shadows a little bit and try and re-find himself. And in the same way that Erik ten Hag here is bringing a life coach in to try and help these Manchester United players from a mental perspective get over the World Cup and move on from the World Cup, to go from playing in a World Cup, not playing in the final, obviously Lisandro Martinez didn't play in the final, but to go from that to coming back to playing Burnley on a Wednesday. Obviously, he's not going to be involved in Burnley on the Wednesday. But Martinez is, for me, the face of this new look United team. And Jamie Carragher really chose the wrong player to go after. From a mentality perspective, Scott McTominay sums it up here when he was speaking about, look, I messaged Lisandro Martinez the other day and he said, look, and said, congratulations for winning the World Cup. And he said, we go for the next one. He's just won a World Cup. So that shows the mentality that is in this group. And if you look at Lisandro Martinez celebrating here on Twitter, saying, look, don't look for the money or the glory. It's in our land with our Argentina. Argentina. I love that chant. I'm sure he loves it too. And it's a moment that Martinez will never forget. And it's a moment that's going to make Martinez an even better player when he comes back to the club. And he was already a fantastic player, but he's just delivered on in his own way. Look, I'm not saying that he was anywhere near as influential as Lionel Messi for Argentina, because he wasn't. But in his own way, in how he was able to influence it, he helped Argentina win that World Cup. He did it playing in a back four. He did it, well, not in back five against Netherlands, and that was a crazy game anyway. He conceded 3. Is it 3 or 4? Don't know. Anyway, one thing here that I really, this is a cracking little quote here. Ten Hag speaking about signing Lisandro Martinez. He goes, at a certain point, Lisandro Martinez called me up and says, coach, listen, I'll leave Ajax no matter what. I can sign for Arsenal, but if you want me, I will go to Manchester United. And as I said, Jamie Carragher really chose the wrong player to go after, because Martinez has brought this new spirit, this fighting spirit, this genuine belief. As a fan, you can look at Martinez and go, you know what? It genuinely feels like he gives a fuck. It genuinely feels like he actually cares about what happens on the pitch, that it's not just a job, because we've had so many mercenaries over the last few years, and it's become exhausting. And that's why what we're seeing here with Lisandro Martinez is so significant, and for me carries such importance, and probably why I've got so much energy to defend him. But what Ian Wright says here about this, as I said, to call out that lazy punditry again. It's something that there has to be less of.
When you've got a centre half that is that size, of course, a good like I said, you can target him, because there's nothing he could do about his size. You know what I mean? So if you get the ball in and around him, he's probably going to lose that duel. But what I see with him in respect of his positioning, he's playing out of defence. You know what I mean? I saw that West Ham broke on him twice when Harry Maguire went in and committed himself, and he's the one who came round, held him up, showed him down the line, you know, Benrahma, and just slowed it all down. We're talking about a top defender. We are talking about a top defender, and I'm quite pleased that he's starting to show people, because the quality will come through. Easy to just point your finger at someone and say, look how small he is. Size means nothing as a centre-half, and plus, he's, like you mentioned, rightly mentioned, Jules, his positioning and his ball-playing skills are fantastic.
It really was just so easy just to go after Lisandro Martinez's height and hope that you're going to be proven correct. But instead, Jamie Carragher's had his own Alan Hansen moment, and I spoke about this on the 31st of October when I first did a video on this, and this is my follow-up video on it. I've seen some people on Twitter saying, Sam, stop being so childish, move on. I'll fucking move on when Jamie Carragher comes out and calls himself out for such an abysmal, horrendous and grandeur opinion, which he was so confident about at the time. It cannot work. Not only is it working in the Premier League, Jamie, it's worked in the World Cup on the grandest of stages. And we have a World Cup winner, well, 2 World Cup winning centre-backs now at Manchester United in Lisandro Martinez and Rafa Varane. And as I said, for what I see him giving, for how much I see it means to him, and the passion that he brings across, that's instilled into me now. And I'm here to protect Lisandro Martinez against just shit punditry, you know what? That's what it is. That's what I've called it out for. And I'll continue to call it out across the course of the season. I'll probably do another one of these videos on Graham Souness and his abysmal opinion on calling Casemiro Steady Eddie. Good choice there. But look, you can let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I don't think I'm going in too hard. I'm going to be doing more of these. Like it or lump it. I love Lisandro Martinez.